This is the ultimate guide to performing street magic. From how to do it, why to do it, to how to approach, from what effects to do, how to routine it, to how to get quality footage that you can use to build your magic business and get more shows. This is the ultimate masterclass on everything street magic. What is good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to another video. Today we got How to Make Your Magic Better, episode 23, How to Perform Street Magic. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. I am someone here on YouTube who does a fair amount of street magic. I am known for doing a lot of street magic. Shout out to the godfather of street magic, JS Magic, here on YouTube. But I'm someone who I think has established myself as a pretty good street performer and someone here on YouTube who you can come and count on for some new and refreshing street magic footage. And so I have a lot to say on the topic, and I think this is going to be a great video all about how to approach, what kind of tricks to do, what kind of people to expect, how to routine your tricks, and then finally a whole section all about filming street magic, how to get footage, how to ask people to film, what to film with, who to film, how to use that footage. This is going to be a great video, jam-packed with a ton of knowledge. Now, if you want more help with growing your magic business, learning how to get out there, get footage, improve your magic, mentalism, whatever it is, private lessons are the best way to do that. I have some pretty awesome deals going on right now where you can save some money on 3 lessons or 5 lessons. You can get a free lesson. It is a pretty awesome deal and it won't last forever. So if you'd like to check that out, links are down in the description. Or if you'd like to check out the best mentalism content here on YouTube, including my best videos, my Propless Mentalism Masterclass, my live lecture, and a whole bunch more, the channel membership is linked in the description. So let's not waste too much more time, guys. With all that said, let's jump right into the video. Alright, guys, so before we jump in, I want to make one quick distinction between what I call street magic and another form of street magic known as busking. So busking is kind of thought of as maybe the traditional street magic. When you're out on the streets, you're busking, you get a little bit of a crowd, a little bit of a show going. It is a very hard skill. Busking is an incredible skill. You got to go out there cold. It's a tough environment. The performers who busk are absolutely incredible, but that is not really what I'm focused on here today. The street magic that I'm focusing on is kind of more the modern style street magic. I think it was something that was really popularized when social media and YouTube came into existence because it was a way for people to easily, cheaply, for free, whatever, go out there and get footage for their social media. And now I think street magic is the best way for you to get content for your website. If you have a YouTube channel, your Instagram, whatever it is, street magic is the best way to do that. And I'll illustrate some of those reasons today in this video. But the street magic I'm talking about is out on the streets, walking up to people, random people, asking if they want to see magic and just impromptu in the moment, showing them something that they never expected to see right on the street. Organic, impromptu environments, right? That is what I'm referring to. Not so much when you set up a table and you might need a permit and you're busking, trying to draw a crowd. It's just going up to a group and performing street magic. So there's a big difference there where you're going up to a group rather than trying to create a group or gather an audience. Let's first talk a little bit about what is special about this kind of magic, this street magic. So first of all, in my opinion, it is the most authentic form of magic. Whether you're doing stage magic, parlor, close-up, if you're getting paid, if you're not getting paid, if you're performing for friends and family, none of those compares to street magic. In my opinion, the bigger forms of magic, stage and parlor, it's not as intimate, right? You don't have that sort of connection that you do with close-up. So right away, you're gonna get the power that I think you can draw out of the organic nature of close-up magic that just resonates so much more than someone watching something on stage and seeing someone disappear in a box. When they can feel that card change in their hand, when you can guess their mother's name, it is just gonna blow them away so much more. So that, for me, is why it beats out that. Now, when it comes to close-up magic, walk-around restaurants, or any kind of paid gigs, I still think street magic beats those out because I always have so much more fun performing street magic for free than paid gigs. I think there's a couple of reasons there. I think it's the environment. It's the laid-back environment, right? I'm not a professional in that environment. I am just a guy performing magic when you're out on the streets, right? I mean, I am a professional, but they don't know that, right? So there's no pressure. I'm not getting paid for this. I don't have to do any type of trick. I don't have to perform well. Things can go wrong. There's no pressure. I can try new material. It's just such a comfortable environment, right? So to me, it beats out any kind of paid gig because you get that freedom and that comfortability in the environment. And then finally, even like, hobbyists performing for your friends and family, there is just something about performing for strangers that just cannot be beat, right? The way you can win over a room of people that you've never met instantly by just performing a magic trick and captivating them and getting them kind of in the palm of your hands, in your control, respecting you. It's just an amazing feeling that you just can't get with friends and family. They already know you. They might not take you as seriously with the magic. When you're out there to strangers, you can embody whatever character you want, right? If you want to be a mentalist who's making it seem like you're doing real mind reading, you can, because your friends and family probably aren't going to buy it that you just woke up one day and could read their mind all of a sudden. But a stranger, they don't know you. There's no context, right? You can be whoever you want to be. And there's something liberating and really amazing about that. So to me, that is why street magic is the ultimate form of performing. Another reason is, like I mentioned, close-up and personal. There's nothing like close-up magic. And then on top of that, you're in this very personal environment when they didn't expect you to come up to them. You're approaching them. They're kind of caught off guard a little bit. And for you to go and make someone's day when they didn't even know this was going to happen, it's a truly wonderful feeling for both them and you, and oftentimes you can leave them with a much more memorable and personal experience, especially if you're leaving them some kind of memento, a signed card, whatever it is. Absolutely the best. Next, it's a high energy environment, so it's a lot of fun, right? Especially if you perform at night. I love to go out and perform at night. You can go during the day in the parks and all that, that's great, but for me, out downtown in the busy streets, that's the place to be. It's high energy, it's fun, people are out having a night on the town. You go out Friday night, Saturday night, that's when I love to shoot, and it's just a great time. It's busy, lots of energy, and it's just a whole lot of fun. The other thing is you get some of the best and worst spectators of all performing street magic, and both of those are good. You'll never get a better reaction than you can with street magic. You'll have the right people in the right environment seeing the right type of magic at the right time. It is just the perfect melting pot for amazing reactions, right? That's why you can see in a lot of my videos just incredible reaction after reaction, because I'm trying to make a great video. I'm trying to get good reactions. So I'm going out on a Friday night downtown where it's busy, high energy. I'm trying to find the best people to, perform to, and because it's the most fun too, it's the most rewarding for me. So you get the best spectators of all, and you also get the worst. You get people who are really hard to deal with. You get sometimes people who are drunk. You get people who are crazy, but there's a lot of benefits about that, and I'm going to touch on that in the next section. You'll see both the best and the worst spectators, and so you'll be prepared for all kinds of performance environments, and you'll be all that much sharper at your gigs. And finally, if you're anything like me, street magic is the perfect place to test your EDC, get into that minimal performance, not too many props, and that organic magic, that stuff that just feels real, feels up close, personal. You have minimal props because you can't carry too much on you, right? You're out on the streets, you're in casual clothes, you don't have a suit jacket on, so you're just bare bones. You're out there really putting your EDC to the test, and there's just something as a minimalist magician, and maybe not everyone resonates with this, but for me, that's just such an amazing feeling. Quick pause in your regularly scheduled program. I just want to let you guys know about my Mentalism membership. For the price of like a coffee or two every month, you get access to dozens and dozens of Mentalism tutorials, 2 new tutorials being added every single month. This is an amazing place for you to start your journey as a mentalist and learn all the fundamentals. It's also an incredible place if you're more experienced to learn incredible effects, brand new ideas, new methods that you may have never seen before. People have been loving the membership. I've gotten great feedback. Currently, I'm breaking down the godfather of mentalism books, Practical Mental Magic. I'm breaking down every single effect, every move, every detail, every plot. I am not just teaching the tricks as they are. I revolutionize and update every single one of these effects. I will also be adding custom master classes. You will get some of my best unpublished material. And the best part is it's all right here on YouTube. No Patreon, no external services. All the videos are right here on the channel. All you have to do is head over to the link in the description where you can get access to the Mentalism course by joining the Mentalist tier of my membership, or if you'd like to unlock all channel videos, including the entire course, exclusive masterclasses, one-of-a-kind lectures, and the opportunity to request custom videos, you can join the Wizard tier of my membership. I hope to see some of you over there on the membership. Now back to the video. Now, why should you perform street magic? There's a couple of really important things that I want to touch on before we jump into some of the how-to part of this video. First of all, I think everyone should do street magic. Hobbyists, amateurs, professionals, everyone. The hobbyists, it is a great way to get out there and start performing for free. Every single person who is into magic needs to perform. You have to. It is the most rewarding thing. It is the best thing. You want to share this gift. It is the whole reason we should all be in magic, I think. And performing, there's nothing like it. So if you're a hobbyist, you're not getting gigs, go out there and show people magic on the streets. I know it's nerve-wracking, but this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do your first street magic performance, and you can see that it's not all that bad. The amateurs, absolutely, that is the best place to develop your chops and become a better magician. And the professionals, absolutely the professionals. I do street magic all the time. It is the best way for me to stay sharp. It is the thing that keeps me staying sharp above anything else. You know, if I have some time in between gigs or I'm going somewhere and I want to get sharp, I go do street magic. It allows me to stay on top of my game, do new material, test new creations, new ideas, get footage obviously for the channel and to help build my business and my image. It is just the best. So professionals need to be doing street magic as well. Now the other reason is it throws you in the fire. And this touches on what I was mentioning earlier about the worst type of spectator. If you can perform street magic, you can perform magic pretty much anywhere. Besides maybe kids' parties. That's a whole different ball game. But you can perform magic pretty much anywhere if you can do street magic. You will run into the worst drunk, obnoxious spectators sometimes when performing, and you will develop those performance chops. You'll be thrown right in the fire and you will navigate it and get comfortable with all kinds of spectators, and then you'll never have to worry. So it is just an incredible place to perform magic and develop. And then like I said, it is just the most fun and you will get the best reactions, which is so rewarding. So you absolutely have to try it. It is the best feeling. The other great thing about street magic is there's no barrier to entry. Anyone can do it. Like I mentioned, hobbyists to beginners. It could be your first day in magic and you can go out there on the streets and perform. One of the biggest reasons why I think street magic is so good is because of that footage. I've touched on it a few times, but I just want to emphasize getting performance footage. Even if you don't post on social media, getting footage that you can watch back and critique yourself is the best developmental tool as a magician. Then if you one day want to start posting, you have footage to post. You know, having footage, there is nothing like it. You can use it for images, videos, clips, trailers, promo reels, all these things on your website you can use from footage, right? You get video, you can use it. You can develop a whole website just off of one night street performing. You can put together a promo reel. You can put together photos for your website. It is the best tool to get out there as a magician. I also think it builds your performance skills the quickest. Like, it's one of the quickest ways to develop those great performance skills because of the environment, the people, and all that. Like I said, another thing that I just think is so great for professionals and anyone really is getting to test new material. That low stake environment where you can go do brand new things you've never done before. Just a perfect place to do it because there's really no stakes. You'll never see these people again if it goes wrong. You're not paid to be there. So it's really an incredible way to work in that new stuff, that stuff that you want to get out there and perform for the first time. We've all been there, right? You can't just do it to your family and then go to a gig. You want to have that performance with a stranger, right? So it's just the best way. And it's just a great way to stay on top of your game. Now let's dive into the segments of street magic, okay? We're going to talk about all the different elements of street magic and how you can improve and get better at all of these things. So let's start with the number one thing I always get asked, the number one thing people are worried about: approaching. Now, I have made an entire video on approaching in my Mentalism 101 series earlier on in this exact series that we're filming this video for. So I'd highly recommend you check that out because there's a lot of great tips in that video, and I'm going to touch on some of the most important. So first of all, the best tip for approaching your audience is to invest in the Show Me a Trick tee. Now, if you don't know what the Show Me a Trick tee is, it is this right here, where it says "Asked to see a magic trick" on the back. Now, this is available on my website. I'll link it right up here. This is actually a full effect. There is a 3-phase effect built into this t-shirt. All you need to wear is the t-shirt, and it starts when someone asks you to see a magic trick. So not only when they ask you to see a magic trick, you know exactly what to go into. It's a bit of a gag routine, and then it ends up in an incredibly fooling routine. I actually did this to Lloyd Barnes at Blackpool, and he loved it. I absolutely fooled him when I first did it. It was such a great effect, and I really wish I had that on video to share with you guys. Fortunately, it wasn't filmed, but it was a lot of fun. I showed it to a whole bunch of people at Blackpool. This was something I released like 3 years ago, just on my website. It was not really promoted. I just kind of snuck it out there. I will be re-releasing it soon because I think it's such a good thing and people really love it, the people who have picked it up. And I know you will too. Not only does it have a 3-phase effect that is hilarious and fun and a great opener built in the shirt, which is so unique, but it also is the ultimate magnet for performing. If you're gonna wear this shirt, 2 things need to be true. You need to have a trick ready to perform. If you're not gonna do this, you need to have multiple tricks ready to perform, because I promise you, you will get asked many times the second you step out there to perform magic. The second thing, bring a change of clothes, because eventually you're going to get so fed up with people asking you to perform magic, you're going to want to throw on a t-shirt over top, okay? This is an amazing t-shirt. Like I said, it's available at my website. You get a full tutorial detailing the effect. There's a little trailer on the website if you want to see a performance of it. It's not a great performance. It's kind of a hard trick for me to get on camera, but I'm going to re-release it with a better trailer in the coming months. But like I said, there's a little trailer up there. Again, don't mind that performance too much. So I don't think it's the best performance, but I've got some absolutely insane reactions. I've got testimonial from a bunch of people telling me the amazing reactions they've gotten from it. It is a great effect and the best thing you can do to approach, because you don't have to approach anymore. People will approach you. So I wear this now all the time when I do street magic. But that's my first little self-promo, self-plug little tip. Now on to some other tips. Being confident. You know, confidence is key. I know that's not going to surprise anyone, but you have to approach them head up, chest up, positive body language, smile on your face, no stuttering, practice your lines, go up to them. Hey guys, I'm a magician. I'm here filming magic. Do you guys want to see something? Right? I'm excited. I'm not like, hey guys, do you want to see a magic trick? Right? No, none of that. Confident. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Reed. I'm a magician. I want to show you some magic. I'm filming some magic. And I'm going to give you some lines in a minute of how exactly I do my approaching. At the end of the video, I'm hopefully going to show you an example if I can dig out some old footage that has an example of me approaching a group. Second thing is have an opening line. So let's actually talk about those opening lines right now. So what do you say when you approach? Well, there's lots of different things you can say, but this is what I would always say. And you can take this exact sentence, memorize it, copy paste it. It works every time. Hey guys, my name's Reed. Don't say my name's Reed, obviously. Say your name. Hey guys, my name's Reed. I'm a magician. I'm out here filming magic for YouTube. Are you guys interested in seeing something? That is my line. Hey guys, I'm a magician. My name's Reed. I'm out here filming magic for YouTube. Do you want to see something? Okay, deliver it with confidence, body language, smile on your face. Now, if you're not filming, then you can cut out the filming part. Just say, hey guys, I'm a magician. I'm out here showing people magic. Do you guys want to see something? And see how that tone in my voice, it's positive. It's like, hey, you guys want to see something? And I'm nodding a little bit of psychology, a little bit of mentalism right off the bat, right? I don't even think I've ever got a no, really. The only time I ever can think of getting a no, and I can't even think of an actual example, but I'm pretty sure it's happened, is just people don't want to be on camera. So I kind of end up saying no. I say, well, if you don't want to be on camera, unfortunately, you know, I'm not gonna be able to show you. You know, sometimes people are off put by the camera, and we're gonna talk about that when we get to the footage section. But I've had people who are like, oh, I love magic, but I don't want to be on camera, and I have to say no. I'm like, sorry, that's the deal. You gotta be on camera. But yeah, so just say that. You can take that line, introduce yourself, come off as a friendly person. You're not trying to, you know, take their time. You're not trying to take anything from them. You're not trying to sell them anything. One thing, if you're a guy approaching women, you know, a lot of times, and especially in that at night, if you're in like the club environment or you're, you know, whatever it is, you know, women will tend to think you're approaching them for maybe to get their number or something like that. I mean, maybe you do want to do that, and this can be a great way to do that if you want. But when you approach them, it's very important to disarm that right away, because a lot of times that might be off-putting for them. If that's not what they are out there to do and that's not what you want to do, then you really want to right away explain what you're there for. And that applies to like all groups. You want to get out right away what you are there for. Hey guys, my name's Reed. I'm a magician. I'm out here showing people magic. I'm filming for YouTube. Are you guys interested? And that filming thing I think is really important. We'll talk about it again later. I highly encourage you to always film when you're doing street magic for a lot of reasons, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Next thing, of course, you need to have an opening set. have your opener planned out. Know exactly what the first 3 tricks are you're gonna do. I'm giving you the blueprint. I've given you the line. Now I'm telling you, know exactly what 3 tricks you're gonna do before you approach. In a minute, I'll tell you about some great tricks and some routines that you can do. So I'm literally giving you every single thing you need. But for now, just know what openers you want to do. Something you're comfortable with, something that hits hard. Know the next 3 tricks at least that you want to do. Now I am going to talk a little bit about what I call my camera trick, and I don't mean a video editing camera trick. I mean the trick using the camera, and that's kind of what I was touching on about saying filming, and one of the reasons I think filming is so important. So if you have a camera out, it takes your credibility from here to here. It is essentially just as good as an opener. You know, they always say you want a really good, strong opener, something that's quick, snappy to win over credibility and establish that you're, you know, a legit, talented person and they should watch you. And that's valid, but the camera can almost say all of that without saying anything. If you have a camera out, right, someone's there with you filming, it's a camera. A camera's better than a phone, but even if you just have a phone out, as long as they're filming, you have to think about it like this. They don't know what you're filming for, who you are. To them, they might think you're someone with millions of followers. They have no idea. You might not even be on social media. But I'm telling you, when I approach people, they say, oh my God, are you on TikTok? Oh my God, are you on YouTube? And I say, yeah. And you can see, like, you know, especially the younger people, they get excited because in their head, they're like, oh my God, I'm going to be in a video. And they don't know that I only have 11,000 subs on YouTube, but they don't need to know that, right? And one of the great tips is they usually will ask right away, oh, what's your channel? I'll give it to you after I'm done. I always say after, right? Because then there's no expectations. For all they know, I have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So right away, there's an element of credibility, because why would you be filming if you sucked, if you're just some nobody, if you're just some, you know, uncle doing card tricks? You wouldn't, right? So instantly there's credibility. So I highly recommend getting a camera out there. I'm going to tell you how to do it, what to film with, who to bring with you, but I highly recommend it for getting footage and establishing that credibility. Trust me, my rate of people saying yes is probably like 98%, 99%. Like, people never say no, especially when the camera's out, and you'll find the same thing. And the final thing about approaching that I'll give you is the good old 1, 2, 3 method. If you're nervous, you know, take all the tips I've given you, rehearse your opening line, rehearse your routines, obviously, but then just close your eyes, 1, 2, 3, and walk over. At the end of 3, you just do it. No matter what, you do it. Now, this only works once. If you go 1, 2, 3 and you don't go over, then for the rest of your life, you have ruined the 1, 2, 3 method, okay? If you don't do it once, then you've taught yourself that it's okay to not do it sometimes, and you can't. If you're gonna use the 1, 2, 3 method in life, where you just count to 3 and you do it, then you have to respect it and you have to always do it. The second you break it, you'll never be able to use it again. So use that wisely, because if you've never used it before, you still have the opportunity to use it. Once you break it, you can't use it again. So once you say 1, 2, 3, you better go up to that group and give it your best shot. Now let's quickly touch on the environment. So I just want to give you a sense of what the environment's typically like with street magic. It's often loud and rowdy. You know, you got people sometimes partying. If you go like in downtown, you're in sometimes the club scene is actually a really great place to go, depending on what you're looking for. Or if you go to like anywhere at night. I mean, if you're at a park during the day, it's usually not so bad, but the environments I tend to do, it's a little bit louder, a little bit more rowdy. Definitely fast paced, because you're going from group to group to group. You know, there's people coming and going, walking by, saying things, shouting, talking. It's loud. You got to be ready to speak loud. So it is a fast-paced environment for sure. You know, there are often a lot of young people, drunk people you can have, again, depending if you're going out on the night scene like I'm talking about. If you're doing the park scene, you're probably going to get more families and more chill. But again, I kind of would encourage the night. I think it's a little bit more fun and upbeat. And I'm not someone who, you know, partakes in any of that scene at all. Like, I'm totally opposite and against all that kind of stuff, the club night scene, all that, but I still have fun performing in that environment as someone who is, you know, complete opposite of all that. I want to just prepare you for what that environment will be like. At the end of the day, people there want to have fun and you want to have fun, so it's a great environment to perform in. And also keep in mind, if you're going out at night, that the environment's going to be darker, so you need to think about lighting. And the biggest thing I do, like, I'm not usually bringing lighting. Sometimes I have a little light on my camera, but I'm just thinking about where I'm going to start the performance. Am I in an area that's in a pitch black alley? Then I'm probably not going to approach the group in the pitch black alley. I'll approach someone under the street light, right? Just something to factor in. Now the people are all of those things that I mentioned about the environment oftentimes, but they're also either the biggest skeptics or the best audience, right? These people tend to be pretty skeptical because they're out on the street. They feel like there's no need to like be too like respectful, right? They can just say what they want. You know, they're not just going to sit back and watch you if they caught you do something. And that's why this can be such a great way to like really help you improve, because if you mess up, you're going to get called out. But like I said, these people can also be the best audience. I mean, a lot of times it's young people with high energy and they're just there to have fun, and it can be really good, right? You will run into some drunk people, and that's also a thing to learn. You learn what works, what you can't do. Just do something quick and visual. Don't make them think, don't make them remember a card. Just something quick, visual, and try to have fun with it. Remember, people will usually follow your lead. So if you can play off their energy and give across the type of energy you want, they'll generally give it back to you. And again, if you can command that kind of respect and that confidence, then people will be willing to listen to you, and you'll have a lot better time dealing with the drunk or kind of obnoxious type spectators. Now let's talk effects. I would say when you're performing for street magic, you want to pick your best stuff. You want really killer effects because you're in this great environment. You have this opportunity to get the best reaction, so use your best magic. Use your stuff that absolutely blows people away. Even if it's stuff that, you know, takes a little bit longer to develop, stuff that you might not always use at gigs, you know, things that take a little bit more time to pay off, but the payoff's incredible. Those are the type of things that you can do in street magic. That effect you've always wanted to get on video, but you could never do it at a gig because it doesn't work well at a gig or it's risky. Street magic is the best place to do it. Just pick your high quality best materials, and a lot of stuff that you're feeling solid on, but also doesn't have to be. It can be stuff that you're a little bit, you know, more wanting to test out, but there's just a very careful way to routine that, which we'll talk about in a moment. Now, of course, for your opener, you want quick hitters. You want stuff that's going to instantly establish your credibility, show them who you are, that you're not just some guy, you're like a legit magician, you're talented, and you're going to capture them right away and get them in the palm of your hands, in your control, so then you can move into some of your more risky stuff where they have to kind of follow your instructions. Make sure, you know, your material's generally easy to follow, because again, with the type of people that we're performing for, we just want to make sure the effect is clear and it's not like super convoluted, because, you know, you will have people who aren't going to be as attentive or as potentially intelligent in the moment, and so you'll really want to be kind of prepared for that with easy to follow routines. Bottom line, just get strong, bulletproof material that is hard hitting. That is the key. Hard-hitting material will do really well in this environment. So as promised, I'm going to give you some effects that you should use, in my opinion, when performing street magic, a lot of which I've taught here in the channel, and I'll link as many of them as I can above. But my openers, my go-to openers, 2-card Monty, I'll link it up there. The Transposition, I'll link it up there, and Chicago Opener, which I will also link up there. Those are really killer, quick-hitting openers that I would highly recommend that you do. Some mentalism that I think works incredible in street magic environments is billet work. Anytime you can get out a billet, you can use all of my justifications. I'll link my full billet work video up here so you can learn about justifications and peaks and switches. My Mentalism 101 series is a great place for all that stuff. And just head over to the playlist tab on the channel if you haven't seen that, and you can start to learn about billet work. It's a great opportunity to work on your billet work justifications, how you can really get the most out of a billet in a street environment, because you can really kind of buy into that character and sell what you're doing and really make them question their reality with it. And finally, I think also app magic tends to work really well. Again, it's minimal, it packs light, and people have their phones on them. It's generally a younger environment, so the kind of phone stuff hits really well. And, you know, doing things like wiki test, earworm, and some of these great effects that are a bit more modern. The good apps, of course, they can hit really well, and I think there's some awesome effects that you can perform out on street magic. Now let's talk a little bit about routines. I've given you some, you know, different effects that you can perform, different kind of topics and ideas that I think work really well in a street environment. But now I want to touch on an actual routine. I'm going to give you all the tricks you can do, but first I'm going to quickly touch on how to routine for street magic. So my top secret tip, and probably the best thing that I can give you in this video, is how to prepare for a street magic outing. What I would do, sit down in your notes, and let's see if I have an example note around. So this is exactly kind of what I do. So I will make a note, and I will write down all the tricks that I want to perform. Whether it's, and there's several reasons, whether it's because I just want to do them, whether it's because it's my go-to, whether it's new things that I want to work in. Oftentimes it's stuff I really just want to get on video because either I haven't or I think it looks really good on video for the channel and for my content. I'm going out to shoot, I have all these new tricks, I want to get them on video for you guys or for my social media. So I write out all those tricks and then I sequence them into routines. 3 trick routines, okay? So I have a bunch of little paragraphs split up with 3 trick routines here. And I split them up. So I split them into groups. I split them all into openers, middle routines, and closers. So my best, hardest hitting tricks are my closers. Generally, they're stuff that are a little bit more longer, like my J30 ACAN, which you can go learn on my website. It's a little bit longer. It's the, the best ACAN you can do. It's the best card trick I know. Takes a little bit longer to develop, but the payoff is just unmatched. Like you could never follow that trick up. So that's why it's obviously a closer. Things like wiki test, things like earworm often are closers, really strong pieces. My influence force, which I'll be teaching very soon on the wizard tier of my membership. Those things really, really killers. Those are your closers. So you take all those, you put them as closers. Then you take your openers, 2-card Monty. For me, my Triumph, my Unshuffling the Colors, my Transposition, my Chicago opener, I put them in a group. Then the middle is kind of everything that's left over. The best thing to put here is, your riskier things that are either like propless pieces that might not hit, or psychological things, or new things that you're trying out. Those all go in the middle. Now you take one thing from each group and you combine them together. Now you can think about how you want to combine it. I tend to go with variety. So I'm a magician mentalist, right? I'm a card magician mentalist. So I like to do one card effect, one mentalism effect, and then something else. Like, I don't generally do all mentalism or all cards. I give each group a little bit of something. So I think about it. I think what tricks would work well together. Oh, does this trick need a setup? Well, can I open with it? No, probably not. So maybe I should open with something else, or does it flow well into the next trick? So I'll make these now 3 trick sets, right? So I'll make like 7, 8 3-trick sets with all those tricks, and then I'm ready to go. So what I do now is I'm out on the street and I have this note open. I look through them, I pick the one I'm most comfortable with to start the night usually, and I pick that one and I go over the tricks in my head. Okay, so I say, okay, I have transpo into a billet name guess that I'm going to use the center tear for, and then a wiki test, let's say. So now I know exactly what I'm going to do. Like I said, have your opening set prepared, right? So now that I know exactly what I'm going to do, I'm set. I don't have to worry about what's going to come next. I'm prepared. I can also think about, oh, do I need this? Where do I have that? Is that set up? Is it ready for that trick? Do I need a duplicate out? Oh, I need to make sure my duplicate's in my deck. So there's nothing to worry about. I can have the app open, right? Now I can approach the group with confidence that I know exactly what I'm going to do. And if I do those 3 tricks and the group is still really good energy and I want to keep going and they want more, then I'll just look up another set and I'll do that set to them. That is my number 1 tip for street magic. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance, right? That's, I think, the saying. But it's so true. You need to be prepared and planned. Also, just on a bit of a side note, it's important to kind of know when to end, right? Know when you've overstayed your welcome. I think the best way to do that is to just constantly ask people, like, you guys want to see some more? You want me to keep going? Like, usually I'll do my opener, I'll do one more, and then I'll usually have a good sense, and I'll always kind of often ask after that, like, 2nd, 3rd trick, like, you guys good? You want to see some more? How you feeling? You done? If I don't like the energy they're giving, then I'll just end it right after 1 or 2 tricks. If they're not giving great reaction, if I don't love the energy of the group, I'll say, you know what, thank you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. Have a great night, and I'll walk off. And that, your closing statements too, I'll always thank them and tell them to have a good night. But if I do like it, then I'll pretty much just keep asking until they're done. I'll say, hey, you guys want to see something else? You guys, you want me to keep going? And I'll kind of gauge the reaction and keep going from there. So that's very important. So the routine that I would recommend you guys do, one of my favorite routines is the transposition. So the classic, 2 double lifts transpo, amazing opener, absolutely kills. So go check out my tutorial for that. I linked it down in the cards. Then followed by a name guess with billets, because it's something really personal and connection. So, go check out my billet video that I linked earlier, and I teach some methods in there for how to do a name guess. So you can guess the name of someone important to them. That immediately draws them into the mentalism world and just fries them. And it's such a great second routine. And then it leads in perfectly to my closer, which would be wiki tests in this case, which will just take that billet routine up to the next level. It'll further enhance the billet routine and then absolutely smash them with that final reveal. And you leave them with that brilliant little souvenir of your kind of written down word at the end that you guess. So absolutely killer routine. I would highly recommend you check that out. And finally, the last section of this video, filming. Now, filming I think is an absolute must, honestly. If you guys are worried, please try. You need to film. One, like I said, instant credibility. People see the camera, they think you're someone, and they want to see it, and they're much more excited, and they're going to understand that you're someone who's serious, right? You're out here performing with a camera. And the other thing, like I've touched on, you want that content. Whether you're just a hobbyist, performance footage is the best way to critique yourself. Watch it back, and it feels good to watch it back and see people freak out. It's an amazing feeling, right? It's a great ego boost, and sometimes people need that confidence boost. If you're an amateur who's trying to, start getting more gigs and wants to start performing, you need footage for your social media, for your website. Like I said, you can even chop pictures and promo reels together from all this. I mean, even I've done that. I prefer my promo reel of my street magic versus my promo reel of my gigs. I think it's just better. It's more fun. It looks better, right? And then of course, professionals too. It's a great way to continue to get footage and always have content for social media, because that's the hardest part of social media. It's finding stuff to post. So now, how and who do you get to film you? So I would just get a friend to come and film you, a friend or family member, but I think a friend is always the best choice. Just ask somebody. I mean, you got a friend, hey, I want to go perform some magic. Do you mind coming to film for me? If they're a decent friend, they'll come say yes. You can buy them dinner and you're good to go. Trust me, they will have fun. You can tell them, trust me, it's going to be a lot of fun. They will have fun. Everyone enjoys seeing people react and freak out. They're going to enjoy watching the magic as well. Just give them a few pointers, what you want them to film, what you don't, where to stand. Generally, what I would suggest is you have the audience here and you here. So you guys aren't directly opposed, but you're like standing next to each other, and the camera is obviously where you are. So it's like 3-point, like a triangle. Camera, me, audience. That's what I think generally works out well. So when you're there, just you set up, your friend and that, you say, here, you stand there. You guys, you mind coming here? And if the lighting's not good, I often pick out a good spot with lighting. And then if I see a group over there that looks, enticing, I'll walk up to them. I'll introduce myself and I'll say, here, just come over here. We're going to film over here if you don't mind. I think it's just a little bit better environment. I'll just bring them over, right? There's no problem. There's a whole bunch I could say too about picking the groups. Who do you pick? I'm pretty picky, because I can be. I'm trying to film for you guys and make the best videos, so I try to gauge the best people. One little tip that I'll give you is I eavesdrop a little bit, frankly. I'll just kind of hang out in the area a bit and just kind of listen, see what groups are laughing, having fun, what they're talking about. Maybe not like directly, but just like, are they laughing, or they look like they're having a good time? And it'll give you a good sense of who's going to be a fun group. And that's kind of how I tend to gauge my groups when I'm deciding who I want to go up and ask. Because again, at the end of the day, you want good footage, and the group can make or break the footage a lot of the times. Now, in terms of what to film on, just get your friend and they can just use their phone. The phone cameras are so good these days. Just have them use a phone. Any camera will do. Just have them film. They hold the landscape, they film, and you're good to go. I always recommend landscape, because then if you want the short vertical videos, you can just crop the landscape videos. It does degrade quality, but if you have a better camera, then it's really not a big deal. But I think landscape is generally more useful because you can use it in the long form as well. Short content you can't really use in long form very well. But yeah, just film on a phone. If you have a camera, great. If you don't, filming on a phone is totally fine. Then there's the whole asking for permission thing. So if it's in a public space, I'll be very clear, at least in Canada and America, I am pretty sure. In a public space, you don't need to ask permission to film, right? You can film in a public space. You don't need to ask permission to film people. If they're in a public space, they understand that they could get filmed. Now, the polite thing to do is to ask. But one of my tips is to not outwardly ask if they're okay filming. It's just an implied acceptance of it. you bring up the fact that you're filming, but you don't say, do you mind if I film? Because when you say that, it offers the opportunity to say no. And then you get in that sticky situation where people want to see magic, but they don't want to be filmed. And now it's like, how do you navigate that environment? It's a little bit like, well, I want to show you magic. You seem like a good group, but I kind of have to film. I would say, you know, maybe it's a bit mean, but that's it. Like, you're not getting anything out of it. You're not getting paid. You're showing them something for free. So if you can't get your footage, just move on and say, you know what, guys, sorry, I really need to film this. But if you're not interested, that's no problem. Have a nice night. Move on. You know, you want to get that footage. Maybe you can show them something really quick, but you really want to get that footage. You know, I've had people say no in the past, and then my cameraman, I'll do a quick little thing, and then, you know, if I really think they're a great group, and then my cameraman will just kind of turn on the camera and start filming, and they'll all see it and they won't say anything, and then you know that it's okay, right? They can't miss the cameraman standing there. So that kind of leads into what my tip was, which don't ask for it directly. Just say, hey guys, I'm out here filming for YouTube. Do you want to see something? Do you want to see some magic? So you're asking them if they want to see magic, but you mention the camera. So they're going to say yes to the magic, but of course it's implied that it's going to be on film too. I usually say, I'm just filming for YouTube. Do you guys want to see something? So of course they're going to answer the question of the magic, and it'll way increase your hit rate because again, they're answering for the magic, not the filming, but the filming's still implied. I don't usually ask directly, hey, do you mind if I film? It's just implied. I point out the camera and then I say, do they want to see something, right? And then people, they don't even think about the camera for the most part. So those are a lot of my tips for street magic. I want to end this video off with a quick example. I should have an example of me actually approaching a group. You know, normally in the street magic videos, you don't see me approach the groups because I cut it out. Sometimes the camera's not rolling yet, but I think I have some footage where it is. So I'm going to try to dig out one of those videos where I have the approach on camera so I can just show you guys quickly all these tips kind of in action. So I'll roll that now.
Excuse me guys, excuse me. I'm a magician. I'm filming magic for YouTube. You guys interested?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're up for it? Awesome. Okay, here. Let's move away because this guitar guy's been ruining all my footage all night. Let's go over here if you guys don't mind. Thank you guys. How you guys doing? How's your night going? Good? Yeah? All right. Lights, camera, action. Yep. All right. Have you guys ever seen magic close up before at all? Never? Okay, we're gonna try something cool.
So hopefully you can see from that approach how simple it is, how I get the people on my side right away. Quick, hard-hitting opener. You see my opening line in action, and then we get right into it, and they don't even really acknowledge the camera. If you want to check out my favorite street magic video of all time that I've posted on the channel, go check out this video right here. It is from Toronto, Canada. It's such a great video. I love all the performances from that video. It is such a fun watch. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the ultimate guide to performing street magic. I think theory is such an important thing in magic, so I hope you guys enjoy some of these more theoretical videos in my How to Make Your Magic Better series. Let me know down in the description what your experience has been with street magic. Have you performed it before? Have you never performed it? Are you interested in performing it? I would love to hear your story. If you'd like to check out the best mentalism here on YouTube or get a private lesson from me, links are down in the description below. And with all that said, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.